realized that whatever was happening for Jim Thompson, I don't know a lot about him, but that it meant something to him, that it was a personal, that the things he was writing about were personal, and that therefore kind of were authentic in some way, and that authenticity would support the movie, because you never really know. You find a script and it seems pretty good. You don't know how, if it has legs or if it doesn't, or what you're going to discover about it. You know, it's just it's like, you know, an archaeological dig. I mean, I've never been on an archaeological dig, but it's like you find one little thing and you start brushing away and you hope there's going to be a dinosaur because it looks like a claw, you know, or a foot or whatever. And then and this seemed like there might be a dinosaur underneath because of those things, and because I trust Michael and seems to have such great taste, and there's so many really good movies, and seemed like a very thoughtful guy. And when he showed up at my house, you know, I really believed in him, and I thought, okay, there's probably is something here, that it's going to be the kind of movie that you can live with for 6 months or a year or 2 years, and you'll never kind of hit the bottom. You know, and that and also kind of goes back to the first question about that scene and the violence in the movie. And you know, when we first talked about it, he talked about a movie called Irreversible that was very, like, incredibly horribly realistic depiction of a rape and very violent scene and some other violence. And we both agreed that we hope that the movie would be a little bit like that. And I actually think, I mean, there's been a little bit to do about some of the violence and the graphic nature of the movie and different things, and I know some people have voiced some objections to that, and I think that there ought to be some room for that, you know, in this world. People can say, like, you know, I think this is irresponsible, but in this movie, I find to be very, very, very responsible, and I wouldn't have wanted to do it any other way. If the violence was depicted in a way that wasn't upsetting, it wasn't really, really disturbing and hard to watch, then that would have been irresponsible. The movies in which people are killed indiscriminately, 300 people, and they're just dehumanized, you don't know who they are, you don't really care whether they're killed by soldiers or whether they're killed by robots or monsters or whatever. Or, you know, in the world of, like, the Saw, you know, franchise, I kind of think, like, here's a movie that really explores the essence of violence and why people are violent and what happens when people, where these impulses come from, and how they play out and what the repercussions are.